Okay, hello. We are live. Just going to make sure that this is coming up. If anyone has joined and you can see or hear me, please drop me a comment. Let me know where you're joining from. See if everything's coming through okay. It is 4 o'clock here in Seattle, and we are getting ready to celebrate New Year's. Well, a little bit early. We're going to talk about celebrating New Year's. How about that? Give me just a moment to make sure everything is up and running. How is everyone doing? How have your holidays been? Let me know in the comments what's been going on for you. How are you feeling about saying goodbye to 2022 and hello to 2023? Can you believe it? It looks like the live video is up and running. Can you believe it? It looks like the live video. Hopefully you can see me from the Wayne Dyer Wisdom community. I think this event I created on my page, Nadia De La Cruz, and it should be coming up in the Wayne Dyer Wisdom community as well. So if any of you have joined me from the Wayne Dyer Wisdom community, let me know if that's popping up over there, and then, or I'll share it just to be sure. Okay, we should for sure have a post showing up on my page and in the group. Thank you for everyone who has joined me today or who is watching the replay. It is December 30th here in Seattle, Washington, and I just wanted to take an opportunity to get together with all of you and talk about a spiritual approach to New Year's. So we had an event last month where we were talking about holiday self-care. I hope that was helpful for you. I know I had a lot of great feedback from that, and it was really fun just kind of doing the research for what I wanted to share with you. What was the message for enjoying the holidays while still really honoring yourself and taking care of your own needs and paying attention to what works for you and what doesn't? You know, just because it's Christmas doesn't mean that you should throw out everything you would normally do to pay attention to how you feel and what you need. You know, this isn't a season about everybody else. You need to be included as foundation for all of that, because what good are you to anybody if you don't take care of yourself? So I am here to give you permission to do things differently and to pay attention to how you feel and, you know, make choices from that instead of just doing what's always been done. If it's not working for you, you know, do it different this time. Do it different. Feel free to do it differently. Let me see. Okay, I'm seeing some comments here. Wonderful. Michael from Philadelphia, welcome. Sonia is here. Keith from Kentucky. Maria in New Jersey, welcome. Sonia, I'm sorry to hear you've had a lot. You've had a lot going on, and hopefully that will put you in a good place to have, I don't know if it's a fresh start, but let's say, you know, a positive movement forward. So my greatest teacher that got me started on this path of spirituality was, of course, Dr. Wayne Dyer. And I founded the Wayne Dyer Wisdom community back in 2015, just a few days after he died. I wanted to find community that understood my passion for Wayne Dyer, that wanted to keep talking about it. I couldn't find what I was looking for, and I started a page. And over time, it's been 7 years now, it's grown quite a bit. And this is my home, you know, like when you guys come here and you share something or you comment on a post or you show up for an event, I really feel like I'm welcoming you into my home. And I want to thank you and acknowledge just how respectful you guys have really been and how kind to one another and just the way that we all respond together. As Ram Dass would say, we're all just walking each other home. And that's a beautiful thing for us to come together in this space and talk about ways that we can feel more purposeful, more inspired, stay connected to that source energy. You know, Wayne would say, you're never disconnected from source, but how corroded is that link? And I think having some kind of a spiritual practice, some time in silence where you can just reset and connect and be able to hear divine guidance, be able to hear the stirrings of your own soul and be directed from within. Everything that you need comes from within. So I've got a few things that I wanted to share with you before we get into the content for tonight. The first is we're having a Zoom call at 5 o'clock Pacific. That's in 1 hour. So after the Facebook Live, if you'd like to join me on Zoom, we have our new spiritual discussion group, and I have been talking about moving to Zoom for years. I'm so excited to be able to sit with you and see your faces and cultivate community in a way that, you know, is the next best thing to us sitting in a room together. If you want to join us, check the events. You can still sign up for that. That's at 5 o'clock. I do have a new podcast episode coming out New Year's Day. That's this Sunday, talking more about this spiritual approach to New Year's that we're going to be touching on a little bit today. Also, oh my gosh, I've been working so hard. Really excited. So you guys may not know, actually, I used to be a web designer before I was a mom. I'm still a web designer, but I do it for me. And I created a brand new website for everything that I do. So it's all in one place now. You can come to NadiaDelacruz.com. I'm going to try and put that in the link here. Okay, that should show up in the comments now. NadiaDelacruz.com, that's my website. Same website as before, but it's been completely redesigned. And you can find everything that I do there. I am so excited about the direction for 2023. And I've got some events plans. I've got some new things coming. I'm still doing the Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life podcast. You can listen to the podcast. You can get card readings from me if you're looking for a reading to kind of help you get some direction for the new year. You can sign up for that right on my website and see my availability. I'm going to be diving more into the Tao. You'll see some of my books here of Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Living the Wisdom of the Tao, and I'm going to be diving into some things with that. I will be announcing it soon. The best way to stay connected to what I've got coming up is to join the mailing list. And so if you go to my website, you can sign up there or message me if you don't find it. We'll get you connected. Yes, the Tao. The Tao does nothing and leaves nothing undone. It's an ancient Chinese text from about 2,500 years ago. And it's so inspiring to just get tuned in with your own nature, get connected with your own nature, and be at peace with life, be in the flow of life instead of fighting against things. So we're going to have some events centered around the Tao in January and maybe beyond. So I hope you guys can join me for that. And of course, this spiritual discussion group on Zoom, this is a monthly thing. Yay, our monthly group, so we can get together and really start to get to know each other. And I want to give you an opportunity to come and talk about what's going on in your life, you know, and get some community support. All right, so this is like part 2 of holiday self-care. So Wayne Dyer wrote this book in the 80s, No More Holiday Blues. Many of you may not have seen this before. It's a little book. But he has a whole section here dedicated to New Year's, and I wanted to save some of that for now. So I've pulled a couple quotes from that, and I just want to talk to you about setting resolutions, really. do you set resolutions? Is that something that's been going well for you? You know, have you been thinking about maybe intentions or what you want to do for the new year? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what's going on for you guys. So when thinking about the new year, it's really an approach to all of life. How do you want to live? What do you expect out of life? What do you think is possible for you? And how do you approach getting what you want? What's important to you? When we're talking about New Year's, it's a perspective that we should be carrying with us all the time. But January 1st is sort of an opportunity to reflect on what your priorities are, acknowledge what's important to you, and make some space for that in your life. Do you have routines that are supporting your well-being? You know, is your life set up in a way that you're getting what you need? Are you enjoying life? Are you having fun? Do you feel connected? Think about what's working for you, what isn't working for you, and what matters to you most, and try and make some space for those things. But don't come at this from a place of lack. You are not broken, and you do not need to be fixed. Who you are and what your life looks like in this exact moment makes perfect sense. And you are the witness behind the thinking process. So you may have all of these thoughts, maybe self-defeating thoughts, but that's not you. You're the witness behind those thoughts. So much of what we do in the self-help genre is like, oh, this is wrong with me, I need to fix it. I'm going to be better when. I'm going to be lovable when. I'm going to be happy when, right? When I get that meditation practice going, when I lose a few pounds, when I get a new job, then I'll be happy, then. But if you're always running after the next moment or delaying gratification for the future, what happens to the moment that you're in? And when you get to the future, it will just be another present moment. So all you have is the now. Be here now. So I don't want you to approach the new year from a place of lack. Don't walk into January 1st with a list of all the things that you think are wrong with you, and then go down that list trying to fix everything. You are whole and complete exactly as you are right now. Could you feel more balanced? Maybe. Could you find something new and exciting in your life? Maybe. Could you approach yourself differently? Probably. And maybe something that you want to think about for the new year is bringing in kindness. Kindness. You know, watch yourself talk. How do you talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself like someone you love? Like a best friend? Or are you really critical and fearful and reinforcing that? And recognize, again, those are just thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. Change your thoughts and you can change your life. You do have the power to influence your thoughts. I'm not going to say that you can control your thoughts because there's a lot of subconscious programming that's happening in there, but you can absolutely have significant influence on the direction of your thoughts and choosing which ones to follow, the ones that make you feel good, and what you focus on expands. Wayne says, any resolution that involves you making decisions about long-range upcoming behavior is not only a waste of time, but it reinforces the self-defeating notion of living in the future rather than the present moment. This is the only day that you get, period. You can resolve to be skinny when next July rolls around or to quit smoking next month, and you still have to live your life just like everyone else on this planet. That is, one day at a time. And Wayne gave up drinking, and he didn't drink for, I think, more than 20 years. And he said, you know, you do that one day at a time, one day at a time. If he told himself that he wasn't going to have a drink for 20 years, he said it would have just been completely overwhelming. But anybody can do something for just one day, So if you're making resolutions for how many pounds you want to lose this year, or giving up sugar for several months, or whatever it is, if it's these long-term goals, by the time you get there, you're not going to be the same person that you are now. And if you're too rigid with your planning, then you close yourself off to everything else. So the encouragement is to stay in the present moment and take it one day at a time. But that doesn't mean you can't be dreaming about what feels good. That doesn't mean you can't be thinking about what you want more of in your life, or what's not serving you and what might serve you better. So what I've been doing this year, instead of setting a resolution, is I've been thinking about daily routines. Daily routines. Making space for the things that matter to me. I sat down and thought about what was important to me. What do I want to have in my life? And I made space for meditation practice, for game night as a family, for bedtime routines so that we can all get, good sleep and support our bodies and our health, scheduling in time for meals, and also just, leaving a lot of free space in between. Because you want to stay open. You want to stay open to what's possible and see what comes in. And every day, if you're checking in, how do I feel and what do I need? You don't have to have everything planned out. Just leave a little space for what feels right for you that day. What I would like to suggest this year as an alternative to setting action-based resolutions is to deepen your connection to your inner voice. Everything that you need comes from within. This one shift in perspective can fuel everything that you need to feel more love, abundance, health, and happiness in your life. By all means, think about what you want. Just don't start by thinking there's something wrong with you, something to fix. Start with love. Support yourself from a place of love. Love for this beautiful soul, you, who chose to take life on earth at this time. Challenging. And what a magnificent job you are doing. Dr. Wayne Dyer says, get rid of your long-range goals and try to become specific about what you want today. Decide on one thing that you would like to have for yourself today. Focus on feeling better, one day at a time, for the sake of that moment, not trying to get somewhere else or achieve a bigger goal. If you can't be happy right now where you are with things imperfect, you never will be. You must enable yourself to bring happiness to the present moment, or you can spend your whole life chasing after something that you will never find, because happiness is something you bring to life. Dr. Wayne Dyer says what you can do is set up day-to-day goals for yourself and then resolve to begin living this way for the rest of your life. Every day. Spend some time in the morning, even if it's 5 minutes. Wake up and say thank you. Notice how your body feels, right? Have a moment of silence and think, what feels good today? What do I want more of? And go do it. You can do it. Now, when you've connected to some of those things that you want, here's some tips for manifesting. Imagine the feeling of your wish fulfilled. That's what Wayne used to say. Imagine the feeling of your wish fulfilled. So let's say you're wanting a new home. Okay, that's nice. That sounds like a good goal. Maybe that's something that's really going to feed you and support you. Well, what does that home look like? What does it feel like? What happens in those walls? How does it look when you're sitting from the couch? Really put yourself into that space as though it had already manifested, as though what you desire most was already here. And who are you with your desires fulfilled? Because isn't that really what it comes down to? That you feel like you'd be a different person if you had the things that you wanted So connect to the feeling of that person now who has all of those things. Trust that it's on its way. Get excited about it. And then there's the tricky part. Detach from outcome. Right? That's the hard part. Because maybe things are going to shift and something better is going to come along. And that house in the woods that you thought it was going to be might be a different location, might be a different type of home. There might be a new dream that pops up. But if you trust that the universe is always conspiring on your behalf, and I believe that it is, and that divine timing will bring you just what you need when you need it, and not a minute more. It's like you two said, whatever I don't have, I don't need it now. You may want it, you may need it later. If you don't have it now, you don't need it now. Because look at you. You're doing just fine. Really. You are. Yeah, maybe your thoughts aren't. Maybe your thoughts are swirling. But you're okay. You're breathing. You're here. And you still have all your power inside of you. Let go of needing anything to turn out a certain way. That's letting go of attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean that you don't care about things, doesn't mean you don't love things or people. It means that things don't have to go a certain way in order for you to be okay, in order for you to be happy. That you can be happy no matter what happens. That's non-attachment. Give it up to divine timing and trust that what is for your highest and best good will come your way, and that it is always coming your way. Dream it, then let it go. Let it go. Right? Thank you. Positive anticipation. If you did that every day, how good would you feel? How good would you feel sitting in the resolution of all your desires? I mean, if you give yourself a few moments of that, you almost don't even need it to come true. You almost don't even need it to happen because you're already experiencing it and enjoying it. But I will tell you, this is how manifestation works. This is the law of attraction. What you focus on expands. So don't spend your precious energy, your attention, your power of the imagination on things that you don't want. Worry is misuse of the imagination. Be here now. Begin living your life fully today. Everything I need now is here. And you want some inspiration? Start reading the Tao. It's 81 verses that can be read in an afternoon and studied for a lifetime. The Tao does nothing and leaves nothing undone. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. I hope that you guys are feeling good. I hope that you're taking a little time for yourself. If you don't make time for yourself, who will? Right? Pay attention to how you feel. Tune in every day. Think about those practices that are going to support you. And instead of setting long-range goals, I would encourage you start from a place of love. You don't need to fix anything. You are a perfect divine being. And everything that you experience is an opportunity to learn, to bring you back home. Let me know what you're planning on doing for the new year, where you're joining us from. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. For those of you that are going to join me on the Zoom call, I will see you in about half an hour at 5 o'clock Pacific time. You can still sign up for that. Go to the events page and you'll find the link. The new podcast episode comes out on Sunday. That's New Year's Day. You can listen to the podcast, sign up for a card reading, register for upcoming events, all at my website, nadiadelacruz.com. I'd love to know what you guys think about the new design. I'm going to be posting about it soon, but I'm telling you first. And before we go, why don't we do one more thing? So this is a card deck from Dr. Wayne Dyer's Inspiration, Your Ultimate Calling. He had a book of the same name. And so many of you know me as the founder of the Wayne Dyer Wisdom Community or the podcast. Did you know I also do card readings? So that's why I love having this deck. I do Angel Oracle and Tarot card readings. But Wayne Dyer's got these, and these are perfect for just a daily inspiration. So I'm going to pull one for all of you today. Dr. Wayne Dyer's inspiration cards, and let's see a message for the group for the new year. It says, live and breathe truth. Truth is a necessity if you're ever going to live in harmony with spirit and become a source of inspiration for others as well. As you practice speaking from your truth without being hurtful or arrogant in any way, you reconnect with the energy you emanated from in the first place. Live your truth. Connect to how you really feel. Let yourself grow. You know, we're in the depth of winter right now, and you should be growing your roots. So focus on what direction you're going to head in and speak from the heart. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you on the Zoom call, and come check out the website. And I just really love connecting with you guys. So yeah, thank you and Happy New Year. Blessings to all of you. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Namaste.